going on, guys? This is Rinne-Hatake here, back with another video. Today I got What If Deku Had Haki. This will be the second upload, and don't worry, the first one right now is just finished. The editing process is now just, processing so far, so it will be done in about a few minutes. Maybe 30 minutes or so, but yeah. But without further ado, let's actually start this what if scenario. So, where I think I will start this off is when Deku was a child. So, Deku as a child was such a bright and smiling and charming kid. He wanted to be a hero. He was just happy, just a happy overall kid. Studied heroes left, right, center. All he did all day was watch All Might and other heroes on the TV, saving people's lives with a smile. That person who saves people with a smile happened to be All Might, the number one hero of Japan. And he truly, truly wanted to, be just like All Might. To be strong, to save people with a smile. And his whole room was decked out with All Might merchandise. Yeah, he had All Might action figures, All Might bed sheets, pillows, curtains. He had all Might stuff, All Might mugs. That just goes to show you how much of a big fan Deku truly was of All Might. But on this very specific day, Deku was tugging his mom while his mom was in the kitchen, tugging her just pulling her, or just trying to get her attention, basically. As Deku looks at, tells her mom, can we go to the quirk doctor today? As Izuku's mom, or Deku's mom, replies saying, honey, we have to wait. You have to wait. After lunch, we'll go. As Deku continued nagging and nagging until Inko was like, fine, okay, you win. Get in the car. We're gonna go see if you have a quirk. As, he basically went in the car, got ready, and Izuku with his All Might action figure was in the car saying, Mom, are we there yet? Are we there yet? As Inko chuckles a little saying, You're too full of energy. Or well, excuse me. You're full of energy, she says. I apologize for all the stuttering. But, yeah, she basically tells him that you're so full of energy. As they drive by, as Izuku continues asking, Are we there yet? Are we there yet? As Inko tells him that he should calm down and play with his toy while they just continue driving. As Izuku takes her advice, but 5 minutes later, he starts nagging her again. As soon enough, they finally actually arrive at the doctor's office, or the hospital, where they just wait as Izuku was jumping up and down on his chair, shaking his legs, as he has such a bright smile, as he's super duper excited to see or hear what his quirk was. As the doctors call up, Midoriya, as the doctor calls, Izuku Midoriya, as Izuku looks at his mom saying, Mom, it's my turn, as Inko looks at her child saying, Yes, Izuku, now, come along, as they walk to the doctor's office, as the doctor sits down, saying, well, for your child to have a quirk, he must have this joint, and he explains the joint in his pinky toe or something like that. I'd never really understood how that would classify him as having a quirk, but yeah, that's how they know someone has a quirk. As the doctor scan his leg, or just, scan his toe, as they also, check, since they have, machines that, could check such a thing. They checked his joint, they checked if he actually had a quirk with the machine, and that was a double check. And that means, the doctor actually checked twice, as I stated already, as he informs Miss Midoriya, or Inko, that, his son doesn't have a quirk, or her son doesn't have a quirk. As the doctor comes in, rather a little down, as Inko asks, what's wrong, doctor? As, the doctor Well, this happened to be not Dr. Ujiko, but yeah. So the doctor basically looks at the young Izuku saying, I'm so sorry, young Midoriya, but it seems that you don't have a quirk. As Izuku drops his toy saying, Mom? What is he saying? As Inko just covers her mouth, and this was a time of, well, gloominess for Izuku. As his mom just hugs him and starts sobbing a little. As Deku, now full of tears in his eyes, cries, Mom, please tell me he's lying. As Inko just tells her kid that she's sorry, that she wishes things could have been different. As now Mizuku heads home, sad. His once bright smile does not show itself ever again. Well, once bright smile, it doesn't really show much anymore, as Izuku has a fake smile, as his mom, well, is in a time of grief and denial. So, during his childhood, yeah, her mom is in a time of a little bit of a grief and a bit of denial at the time. So she kind of put in a little bit of weight, so she turns into chubby Inko. But that's not the point. We move to Deku's childhood, or school, as Deku heads to his school. He's all depressed and sad, as everyone says that Izuku is quirkless. And after knowing that fact, everyone in his class, some of his teachers even, throw Deku out, or they feel like Deku is an outcast now. So they basically outcast Deku from everyone else. And Izuku feels like there's a wall, as he is outside the wall, and all of his friends, teachers, his mom, and everyone else is inside the wall, as he is outside. As that image in Izuku's mind makes him feel like a total outcast that doesn't belong. As growing up now, he gets bullied. Day in, day out. Getting bullied, as even his best friend, his childhood best friend, turned against him at his darkest hour. As now, his once best friend turned and became his worst enemy, becoming his bully, bullying him day in, day out, beating him, and just overall just not being nice to him anymore. As they even came up with a name for him. They called him Deku. As Kachan or Bakugo tells him, "Hey Deku, I have a new nickname for you, Deku." Oh wait, let's go back, okay? So Bakugo basically says, "Hey Zuku, I came up with a new nickname for you." As Izuku kind of brightens up, thinking it might have been a nice nickname. As Izuku looks at him saying, what is it, Kachan? As Izuku just waits for the answer, as Bakugo looks at him saying, well, it's Deku. You're a useless Deku. Yeah, that's your new nickname, Deku. That's because you're so useless. As him and his goons begin laughing hysterically, as Izuku just lowers his head, sad. As he goes back to being gloomy, as most of his time in, well, preschool or, yeah, basically preschool or kindergarten, he's always very gloomy. As, okay, let's see what I should do for this part. Yes, I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna add a specific One Piece character into this What If. Yes, I will. That specific One Piece character happened to be Nico Robin. Yes, Nico Robin will be in this What If scenario. As Nico Robin, during kindergarten, was also kind of an outcast. People kind of called her weird. Her quirk was weird, and they just didn't like her in general. Cause, well, she came from a specific place. She's basically a foreigner, a specific place, and rumors by the government spread like wildfire. Yes, exactly. So most of this is like same as Nico Robin's original background, but not really. So she managed to survive, and that island, uh, I'm gonna call it O'Hara, so it's just the exact same as where she lived. So her background story is kind of similar, but she kind of escaped that island with her mother, Olivia. Yeah, I can't remember her name. It's Olivia though. It's Nico Olivia, I think it was, but I actually no. No, I can't remember, but her first name was Olivia. That's all I know. But we basically moved from this, as she was kind of an outcast, saying that she's a demon child, and that why is she here in the school, as even her teachers, the principal, never liked her, as they treated her like an outcast, as, well, she was always alone. But Deku was the only kid to ever go near her, talk to her, and make her feel like someone who was accepted. As I think you guys might understand where I'm going here with this. Like, going with this, okay? I think you might understand where I'm going with this. But yeah. So they basically became best of friends. As Ka-chan or Bakugo sees Deku getting along with this demon child. As now he's a little furious, saying, or since he doesn't want Deku to have friends, he always wants him to be down. He kind of tells Deku that you and her are perfect partners together because you two are useless. Useless, useless, useless. As, Bakugo just continues insulting them, with other words besides useless. But yeah, he's only limited with vocabulary since he's still a kid. So yeah, they basically are the two that are primary, excuse me, excuse me, but the primary targets for bullies, as most of their school bullies both of them. But we move past that now, as Deku is now middle school. Actually, no, we do not move past that. I'm totally forgetting a special or a specific part. As Deku one time was playing soccer with Nico Robin, but Bakugo interrupted pushing Robin as Deku looks at Bakugo with an angry look saying, "Kacha, that was nice. You should apologize," as Bakugo starts making sparks saying, "Oh yeah, what are you gonna do about it, Deku?" As Deku is in a fit of rage and punches Bakugo. It wasn't really strong since they're still children. As Bakugo looks at Deku with an angry scowl, as Deku, in his mind, thinking, I'm dead. As, him and his goons start jumping Deku getting absolutely brutalized. But they stop, as Kachan has a bit of a, or Bakugo has a bit of a devious look, saying, "Instead of beating you, let's beat your best friend." As they rush towards Robin, but in the nick of time, well, they start to rush Robin, and they were about to actually punch and, brutalize Robin, but, she basically got scared and put up her arms, as Deku could see that she's frightened. She's in like a bad situation, and Deku's Haki kicked in, and that was his my apologies, and that was the Conqueror's Haki, as he yells enough, as he basically releases a spiritual aura that was seemingly that came out of nowhere, as a specific person also felt this strong Haki. That happened to be Silver's Rayleigh. Yes, Silver's Rayleigh will be in this as well, as that as that 80-year-old man was watching from afar, seeing Izuku knock out a bunch of kids in the park, as he specifically aimed it at Bakugo and his goons, and not, well, Robin, and that was all subconscious. Excuse me, my apologies, but Rayleigh was watching from afar, seeing that Deku subconsciously knocked out a bunch of kids at the park, and he subconsciously aimed it specifically straight towards Bakugo, and his goons, as they're both knocked out, as Deku rushes over to Robin but limping, as he makes sure that she's okay, as Robin was sort of confused, saying, Izuku, what was that? As Izuku looks at her, saying, I don't know, it just came out, I don't know, I don't know what that was. As an old man walks towards them, saying, that kid happened to be Conqueror's Haki. I do apologize if you hear a car in the background. But we move, as Izuku questions Haki, what's Haki? As Rayleigh smiles, saying, so you're also a wielder of the Haki. Haki is a specific power that most anyone can possibly learn, but there's only 2 types a normal person could actually wield. That happened to be armament Haki, observation Haki, and that's about it. But only a few people can even learn armament or observation. A normal person with extraordinary capabilities could learn both. A superordinary person could probably only learn one of those things. But one in a millionth chance, there's a person to learn all 3. As Izuku wonders, what's the third? As Rayleigh replies, saying the third is Conqueror's Haki. It's basically an ability that uses your spirit or your willpower to basically intimidate or scare off opponents, and I'm not too sure about that factor, but you guys can possibly check it out and make sure that I'm actually right on this one, because I'm actually not too sure about this. But yeah, I might check it out later on just to make sure that my logic here is going correct. But we move, as Robin and Izuku were paying attention. Yeah, they were paying attention rather well, listening in on the fact of how to use observation and, armament, as Izuku has that once gone smile to now it's showing. His once lost smile has now returned, as his hopes and dreams can finally be fulfilled. As Rayleigh gives him his number, telling him that when he grows older, a little older, he should call that number and they'll have a bit of a chat. As Robin and Izuku basically part ways. As, Robin, she kind of left. She left and went to a different school, and Izuku wasn't truly aware of this fact. Yeah, Izuku wasn't sure where Robin went, but he was kind of sad, but, wished her good luck either way. As now he's in the middle. Yeah, he's now in middle school and is just doing his regular stuff. And he's regularly training with Rayleigh, yes. Right now he can only access armament Haki, and that's about it. As he doesn't show this power to anyone, not even Bakugo. As it's almost the last day, and actually he's been training non-stop once he got into, middle school. So I'd say he does not just have armament Haki, he also has observation Haki, and he's right now just trying to learn how to use them in more of a specific way to make them more useful. As Izuku instantly left school, and because since that was the last day, the teacher had his little talk. Bakugo talks smack to everyone in class, and all that went down according to canon. And Izuku, he didn't actually lose his book this time, and he avoided Katran. So yeah, he basically ran through under the bridge just for a shortcut. The slime villain tried to attack him, but Izuku basically coats his arm basically, with armament Haki, as you could hear that cool sound effect of Haki, as his basically forearm turns black as he punches the villain, as you might think that physical attacks don't work on the sludge villain. But in this case, since the sludge villain kind of has a Logia effect with most of these physical attacks, I'm just gonna say that Haki can kind of counter that. Since Haki counters Devil Fruit users, I'm gonna say that Haki in this world basically counters, well, quirks. And I did forget to mention that this might be a possibility. This might be a possibility that I will add. This world is like 1,000 years into the future, where everyone developed their own specific powers that used to come from devil fruit powers. Or devil fruits. Yeah, they used to come from devil fruits. And they got rid of that weakness of water, and Haki would have been kind of forgotten. So yeah, that could be a possible storyline that I could add, and I'm probably am gonna add it. So that's how they basically got their quirks for this what if scenario. And I do apologize if I did not mention this earlier. As you're probably wondering how the One Piece characters are there, I'm just gonna say, I don't know, that plot armor. Okay, plot. I can't explain that, but plot. So yeah, we move from this as now Izuku just completely knocked out the sludge villain with one punch and leaves immediately as All Might captures him, and he does not drop the sludge villain, so Bakugo doesn't get caught in it and just gets taken over by the sludge villain, so that really doesn't happen. So Izuku heads to his usual training spot with Rayleigh, training his observation Haki. And the training that they do is hardcore. Rayleigh basically blindfolds him, grabs a big club that he has, and hits him on the head, and Izuku's task is to try and dodge. As the first few tries, he gets hit, but soon enough he's dodging left, right, and center. And now he does a lot of this observation training, and he also does armament Haki training. He, does training that will provide him with strength, durability, endurance, and all that. He does a lot of this training, and soon enough he's building so much strength from all of this. And his final task, since Rayleigh, well, he thinks that Izuku has reached a good enough level that he's pretty much a master at both, well, armament Haki and observation Haki. So his observation Haki is about the same level as Luffy when he was fighting Katakuri. Yeah, that's basically the level of observation he has, and the level of armament Haki is probably about the same as when he fought Katakuri as well. So that's his level of armament Haki, which is pretty high, I'd say. But we move from this, as his final task was to try to calm a wild animal with his conqueror spirit. As Izuku was kind of shocked, but he saw how it worked before. He saw Rayleigh do it, but he didn't know really how to use it. He could only activate it subconsciously at times, but now he has to try use it consciously. So Izuku went to the area where usually wild animals would roam, and there it was, a massive animal, which happened to be a bear. It was not normal. This bear was, I'd say, 3 times larger than the regular bear, and had a scar over its one eye. Yeah, a scar over one of its eyes as it growled at Izuku, as Izuku kind of backs up a little, but he gathers up his courage and stares it down. As the bear also looks into Izuku's eyes, as Izuku closes his eyes, concentrates, and brings out his will, or his conqueror spirit, as He opens his eyes again. My apologies. As he opens his eyes again, as a strange aura comes out of Izuku, and that aura was red, as he was releasing his Conqueror spirit, as it was only going at a pretty short radius or distance. It was only capturing the bear, so he doesn't want to knock out anyone else who's nearby. As he managed to actually knock out the bear, or actually no, not knock out the bear, but tame it with his Conqueror spirit, taming the bear and showing Rayleigh his training, as Rayleigh was impressed. As Izuku has been training this for a long while, ever since he got into middle school, and that's like 3 years. So he had been training for a long while. I think you stay in middle school for 3 years, right? I think you do. But yeah, that's how long he's been training, so we move from this. As Izuku now has 10 months. The 10 months to spend on training. As Rayleigh left him alone, Rayleigh said that he had to train all on his own. So Izuku decided to train on the beach that he found, and that beach was called Tegama Beach. And he decided to train and like take out the trash and like clean the beach. And I do apologize if you hear that bird in the background. But we move as he cleans the beach out, and like he doesn't use his Haki or anything. He cleans out the beach, and he's even more well built than he was before. He had like an 8-pack and was a bit taller, like a lot taller. I'd say he's about now the size of 6'3". Yes, he's taller now. He's 6'3". Yeah, he's 6'3", and he's 6'3" and stuff like that. And well, he continues his trainings there, cleaning up the beach, and it took him about, I'd say, since he's a lot stronger and has a lot more endurance, I'd say it'd take him 3 months or so. 3 months to clean out the whole beach, I think, isn't too long, and since he's still quirkless, it's pretty impressive for him. As All Might was about to, he was training there at Degama Beach, as he was training a specific student of his, which happened to be Mirio. He was training Mirio, as Mirio was already in I think the second year. I think it was the second year. At this time, before the 10 months, I think Mirio was at like the second year of UA. Maybe third year, but maybe start of third year. So he's starting his third year at UA. Let's just say starting his third year at UA. As he was training Mirio, as he found the beach before, and he was training with Mirio in a different training spot and decided to train him there after the 3 months. But he was too late, as he saw a kid in a pile of trash standing on top of it as he was yelling, "I did it!" at the top of his lungs. As All Might was shocked to see that this 6'3", built like an absolute Chad guy was, just yelling his lungs off at the top of the pile of trash. Seeing that kid must have done it, must have cleaned out the whole beach, and that was his whole training plan for Mirio, as he decided to why not just train at the beach, just to help Mirio out anyway. So, he basically gets Mirio, and the kid, Izuku, was training combat, throwing punches, kicks, and, swimming for he was swimming also just, to help with his endurance. And All Might showed up as Izuku was shocked to see that All Might was there, bowing his head and wanted to get his autograph. As All Might chuckles, saying, "Whoa there, kid. I just wanted to say I'm rather impressed with your skill and your physique. It's really insane to see that you were able to clean this beach." As All Might asks how long did it take for him to clean the beach, Izuku explains 3 months, as All Might was shocked to see that it was only cleaned out in 3 months. As All Might asks, "Did you use your quirk for this?" As Izuku chuckles, saying, well, actually, I don't even have a quirk. As All Might was now super impressed. A quirkless kid able to do such a feat? That's insane. As Mirio, well, got along very, very well with Izuku. As Izuku and him decided to spar. As Mirio, he does have one for all, but says he just has his permeation quirk. As well, he basically has also access to full cowling, and with him being already pretty fit and able to control one for all, I'd say he'd have like 25% of one for all already there. So we move from this. As the battle starts, as Mirio permeates to the ground, as Izuku basically has his eyes turn red, as All Might actually notices this, as he has observation Haki whipped out, as he is now sensing where Mirio is and knows where he's gonna pop out from. So his his forearm turns black as he punches at that direction, as Mirio pops out, but notices that Izuku was already throwing a punch that way. Well, he doesn't notice this as he pops out, about to say power, but he was instantly punched in the face, getting sent flying. As he starts to bleed from the nose, as he gets up, saying, that was a strong right hook, kid. But he doesn't even know how that's even possible. The only person who could possibly even sense him like that has to be Sir Night-Eye with his quirk. But this kid was able to do it so effortlessly. So he decided to add one for all, going 5%, just to make sure that he doesn't hurt the kid. But what he doesn't know is that this kid beats him. This kid absolutely smacks Mirio. Yes, so like I was saying, he doesn't realize that. My apologies. But Mirio doesn't realize that, well, Izuku actually whoops him. Mirio gets a reality check and instantly powers up full power, like 25%, and he still gets himself whooped by Izuku. Izuku, using armament Haki and using his wits and also his observation, he was able to absolutely slap Mirio, as Mirio was defeated, as All Might was in shock, as he notices that Izuku has a strange ability, as All Might questions this ability, saying, is that your quirk? Were you lying about being quirkless? As Izuku replies, saying, well, this isn't exactly a quirk, it's just an ability he has. As All Might just shrugs, saying, well, if you say so, as the 10 months soon enough are over. As soon enough, Izuku will meet his faithful friend that he hasn't seen in a long, long time. But without further ado, I think I'll end it off here. If you guys did enjoy this what if scenario, make sure to like and subscribe, and why not just join the Discord server so you guys can chat with me or suggest what if suggestions if you guys like. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next what if scenario. Peace.